Have you ever heard the story of the man who saved the world and was forgotten? Not a politician, not a soldier in a battlefield, not a president or a scientist. Just one man, alone, in a bunker, staring at a screen that told him the world was ending. This man was Stanislav Petrov, and whether you know it or not, he might be the reason you're alive right now. Let me take you back to a moment in time that few people talk about, but everyone should remember. It was the night of September 26, 1983. The Cold War was at a terrifying peak. Just weeks before, the Soviet Union had shot down Korean Airlines Flight 007, a commercial flight that had accidentally strayed into Soviet airspace. 269 innocent people were killed, including a U.S. congressman. America was outraged, the world was on edge, and deep within the Soviet Union, every radar station, every missile site, and every nuclear launch silo was on high alert. That night, Petrov was the duty officer at the command center for the Oko nuclear early warning system. His job: watch the skies, detect incoming nuclear missiles, report any threat immediately. Just after midnight, the unthinkable happened. The system detected a launch. 1 nuclear missile from the United States. Then 2, 3, 4, 5. The alarms blared. The screen flashed red. Sirens rang through the bunker. According to Soviet protocol, Petrov was supposed to report it immediately. The Soviet chain of command would launch a counterattack. There would be no time to verify, no time to talk, just retaliation. Think about what that means. If he reported it, the Soviet Union would launch hundreds, perhaps thousands of nuclear missiles at the United States and its allies. Within minutes, American silos would respond. Billions would die. Civilization, as we know it, would end, all because of what a satellite thought it saw. And in that moment of absolute pressure, Petrov paused. Let me paint the scene for you. He's in a dim room, filled with buzzing computers, old Soviet technology, screens flickering green and red. All eyes are on him. Officers stare, radios crackle, commanders wait. The clock is ticking, but Petrov doesn't follow the book. He doesn't report the launch. He thinks, he asks himself, why would the US launch just 5 missiles? If it were war, wouldn't it be a full-scale attack? He had no proof it was an error, no confirmation, just instinct, human judgment. He picked up the phone and told his superiors. It's a false alarm. He lied to buy the world a few more minutes, and he was right. It wasn't an attack. It was a malfunction in the early warning system. Sunlight had reflected off clouds in a way that confused the satellite sensors. A computer glitch nearly ended life on Earth. And one man prevented it. But here's what makes this story even more haunting. Petrov didn't get a medal. He wasn't celebrated. He wasn't even thanked. In fact, he was reprimanded for not logging the incident correctly, for not following procedure. The Soviet military buried the story. He was told to keep quiet. The world didn't find out what he'd done for almost 2 decades. He returned to a quiet life, retired early, cared for his sick wife, lived in a small apartment, often alone. No interviews, no fanfare, no spotlight. And in 2017, he passed away in silence, just as he had saved us. There were no headlines, no state funeral, just a quiet obituary. And yet, this man, this forgotten figure in history, may have saved more lives than anyone in modern times. Now pause and really consider this. Every song written since 1983, every child born, every sunrise watched, every story told. Could have ended that night, but it didn't, because of one man sitting in a bunker who chose not to push a button. Stanislav Petrov didn't act out of protocol. He acted out of principle. He didn't obey the system. He questioned it. He didn't react with fear. He responded with reason. He didn't scream. He whispered, no. He saved the world not with weapons, but with wisdom. And maybe that's why we need to remember him, because we live in a world that celebrates power, fame, and strength. But sometimes, it's restraint that saves us. Sometimes, it's not action, but inaction that is heroic. Sometimes, the greatest strength is simply to say, wait. Petrov's story isn't just a Cold War anecdote, it's a warning. And it's a hope, a warning that our systems are fragile, that our technology is imperfect, that the line between peace and apocalypse can be terrifyingly thin. And it's a hope That even in our darkest moments, a single human being can choose not to end it all. There have been thousands of books written about war, hundreds of movies made about destruction, but there should be more stories about the people who prevented it. Stanislav Petrov should be a name taught in every school, not just because he saved the world, but because he showed us what it means to be human. He was flawed, he was afraid, he was unsure, and he still made the right call. That's what heroism looks like. Not glory, not medals, but quiet courage. And maybe, just maybe, the reason we're all still here is to remember that moment, to learn from it, to carry it forward. So, the next time the world is on edge, the next time you feel powerless, the next time you wonder if one person can make a difference. Remember Stanislav Petrov, the man who chose peace, the man who saw through fear, the man who gave us all another chance. If this story moved you, do something simple. Share it, talk about it. Keep it alive, because stories like this deserve to live forever. Subscribe for more forgotten heroes, untold truths, and moments that shaped humanity. Like the video, leave a comment, let us know how this story made you feel. And most importantly, remember, history isn't just what happened, it's what almost happened. And sometimes, the greatest stories are the ones where nothing happened.